It's the wall.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
It's back on the wall.
Yeah. Hey, Matt.
Yeah. Missed a couple meetings.
Kelly, did you give away all your candy?
I don't think we did. We never do. We're trained professionals at that. But this was our last parade. Like, we have like 14 a year.
Since I worked at the end, I saw people who realized they had two hands.
Yeah.
Send my assistant in there. I'll go get my apple.
I got my gun.
How are you doing? Pretty good.
Obviously, you got something on the agenda tonight. Standing student coordinator to. That's right.
Chris, what's going on, buddy?
Good help.
Oh, yeah, right. That is awesome. Very good. I'll go to Austria, but okay.
Yeah. Other side of the tree line, that's fine. Oh, we don't have to see the place.
The experience of like 14 through the roof, like
I can't wait to do that. Get this figured out, but I'm not gonna do it. We're definitely closer. They came in with the inspection and all that, but it's a long process.
So it's a knockoff. You think they're just like
Brian is never quiet. Previously committed to it, and he's stuck with it, but it wasn't. And he didn't let Don get away with it. What's up? That's how I'm smarter than you are. Yeah, that's what you're saying. I'm smarter.
it's like potatoes and cheese.
The best thing was the attorney was sitting right to the right of left. And I trained up a little bit, we got a team up there. And he said, the problem with this, we don't have any cases. We don't know how much water, we don't know how much electricity, we don't know how much land. We don't have any data. When IEDC comes out, something
Yeah, exactly.
It's not going to see
I'm good. Thank you.
Good stuff.
Good evening and welcome to the Tuesday, October 14th, 2025 meeting of the Martinsville Board of Works and Safety. Meeting is hereby called to order. Mr. Meredith, would you please call roll?
Mayor Costin,
Present.
John Lillywhite,
Present.
Kelly Bray.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Prior to tonight's meeting, you received a copy of the Monday, September 22nd meeting minutes in your packet. Are there any questions or comments?
None from me, and I would motion that we approve the minutes as presented.
And I'll second it.
Been a motion made and seconded to approve the minutes as presented for the Monday, September 22nd meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no. The motion carries. Under new business, the recommendation for the award of the bid. Mr. Oaks.
Good evening. If you recall, last meeting we had 3 bids on the demolition at the wastewater treatment plant. The lowest and best bid was from Gentry Demolition LLC of Paragon, Indiana. We reviewed their documents. Everything is in order. They are ready to start tomorrow. He's already got trucks and stuff lined up. Yeah, we're going to open the gates at 7 o'clock and they'll get going. So I'd recommend that we accept the bid. Gentry Demolition, $58,500.
Yeah, they're a third of the top bid, so yeah, I think that's great. Any objections to that?
No.
All right, then I'd motion that we move forward with the Gentry demolition bid at $58,500 per your recommendation.
And I will second it.
It's been a motion made and seconded to approve the bid at the wastewater treatment plant for the demolition work to Gentry Demolition for $58,500. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Gary, I'm going to assume that these are both identical.
Yeah, I need both of those. Yeah, if you'll sign them both. They're going to pick them up tonight. And I have notice to proceed already prepared for them as well.
Okay. Next on the agenda is a consideration of a change order for Reed and Sons.
This is a change order for fencing at the north levee. You've already approved a fencing change order at the north levee. That's why I have not approved this or recommend it to be approved, but they've asked me to bring it forward. And it's kind of a sympathy thing. This guy's made a mistake in his calculations and he's short $19,257. They're requesting your consideration of that. It's a small company out of Odin, Indiana, a fencing contractor. It's not Reed's. Reed is our general contractor for this, and this is a fence subcontractor involved in this.
So Reed's going to kick it back to the original vendor.
Yeah.
Well, that seems,
And included in his change request is profit for the general contractor, Reed. Well, certainly, if you had sympathy for the fence contractor, you'd not give somebody else a profit off of it.
doesn't
But it's
seem
up to
right
you what you'd like to do with it.
So, and I think I understand this, but I just want to confirm. Reed submitted a change order request that we approved for the fencing and concrete paving. Reed submitted that bid without waiting to hear back from their fencing contractor. Their fencing contractor then subsequently came back with a higher bid because of higher material costs.
Realized it made an error in calculation. Each of the 4 lift stations has a different size fence around it.
Okay.
And that size is called out clearly on the drawings, on the width of each one.
Who made the mistake? Did the fencing contractor make the mistake?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so it was the fencing contractor and not Reed?
Yes, his bid to Reed was incorrect.
Okay.
And we really did, Reed and Son did not bid this out like we would a job. They just went to who they normally work with.
Yes.
Is that correct?
It's typical for a general contractor to have favored contractors they work with all the time.
Yeah, of course.
But didn't we, But was the fencing on the original bid? Like, we've paid for fencing.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
And so they're saying that because we made the concrete pad bigger, that $20,000 more of fencing needed to go around them?
We didn't, the prior change order that made the pads bigger already included this fencing payment within
Right.
it. And that fencing was clearly labeled within that change order.
yeah, but they did not request enough on the change order.
That's correct.
That's right. So, I mean, 20,000 when you're throwing around millions, I mean, that's a rounding error, but that, for this fence company, so that's the problem. For the fence company, it's not a rounding error. For the entire contract, it is.
It's probably a big number to a small
Yeah.
contractor like that.
Yeah, I would think it would be a meaningful number.
My thought is if I make an error and I give somebody a quote, then I have to eat that in my business.
Yeah, that's.
And we've had had a change order already on the fencing, and to come back on another change order, I have a hard time with that.
Well, I think the first change order, I don't think the first change order was the fencing company's fault. I think that was Reed. I think this one is the fencing company's fault, and to me,
But
just
is
having
it?
read through the emails, it sounds like it was an issue of Reed not waiting to hear back from the fencing contractor and submitting the change order beforehand. Boy, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of torn on this because on the one hand, I don't want to, just absolutely hammer some small fencing company that, put it in and they thought they were doing the right thing. On the other hand, as you said, as a business owner, when you put forth a quote, that's the quote.
Yeah.
Just so you know, there's a little background information. I have another change order that came from them just yesterday, and it's for a mistake they made as well, $104,000. So you have to be careful when you open the door.
Well, and
100 for the fencing company?
No,
For Reed?
Yeah, this 104,000 that's coming is because their elevation as they went over the levee was, after we did a final as-built, wasn't correct, had to be corrected.
All right, that'll be a fun one. This levy
Yeah.
has really turned into quite a.
Gary, let me ask you this. I know, like, with my licensing, I have an errors and omission insurance policy I carry. Would a contractor have something like this, that if we say no, that they can go back and,
My expectation, and I sent out the questionnaire, email question to HWC, our inspection contractor, and Banning Engineer, the designers, and said, do you have any liability in this at all? And they don't believe that they do, but for if it's $104,000, I expect they'll come back to us more than once, so they'll may end up taking it to court. It's a big enough number.
Has Chris or Dale looked at this yet in terms of the liability of it?
Any liability on our part?
No, if they have liability, have either one of them opined on whether or not?
If we had not discovered the error, you could have had a levee failure at some point in time, and it would have been all their fault at that point, but.
Oh, lovely. Well, I guess we'll have to deal with that at the next meeting, it sounds
Yeah,
like.
it's a different story.
but thank you for the heads up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's coming.
Yeah, like I said, I'm really torn on this. And, like I said, I see the two sides of it, and I'm not trying to hammer some small business to prove a point. I would be interested to know what the material cost, the wholesale cost of the fencing is. So they've got 19,000 and change on this request. I'm curious if we wanted to try and work with them and just say, hey, you had $5,000 in actual fencing cost, maybe we could.
As far as the unit cost goes, it was $90 a lineal foot.
Well, that's what they're charging us. I want to know what they're paying. I'm not willing to let them walk with some profit on this mistake, but I am at least willing to entertain, helping to.
John, if you look at the request for change order, it's chain link fence installation. The 19,000, 18,000 doesn't include the fencing.
That's just the labor cost?
So,
That's just the labor cost that they're trying to recuperate? Because I didn't read it that way,
No.
but
Well,
no, it's
And Kelly,
labor,
trying-
materials, and overhead is fault.
so it's materials as well. Yeah, okay, I see. I just see a rate here, but it does, I don't know.
I'm kind of like Kelly, I look at it, I see chain link fence installation, that's telling me for $17,640.
Yeah.
Then the concrete paving, $700. To me, that looks like it's,
If that's just a labor cost?
Yes, that's what it looks like to me, John.
If that's just a labor cost, yeah, I'm sorry, you probably have to eat that. But if there's a material cost, if that's part of the materials that, we would have had to buy the materials one way or the other, the fact that they didn't put it in there is foolish and amateurish, but, I'm willing to pay for the product that I take, but I don't know that I'm willing to,
let Mr. Porter I'm part of the board, do I have the opportunity to make a motion?
Yes.
I make a motion, we deny the change order presented to us tonight.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Been a motion made,
Clarification, yeah.
seconded to deny the request order. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. It's denied, Gary.
I appealed to them, said, I'm not in a position to bail a guy out, that's why I'm here tonight.
No, and I appreciate that. I read through the materials that you gave, and I think you handled it the right way.
Yeah.
No problems there.
And Gary, refresh my memory, they put this on you the last change order. I would think if you're getting to the second or third change order, maybe you'd want to come and plead your case too, so. Okay. Mr. Dunn,
Yes, sir.
you got a quote on a vac truck?
Yep. We have the opportunity to buy a new vac truck. Mr. Merritt is in a generous mood and has assured me we have the money. Here's the deal. We have one at Street, which is very old, and we have one at Water, which is, I believe, 8 years old, could be 9. This would be replacing the one at the street department, or at the water department. The water department's truck, which still has some life in it, will go to the street department. The reason why I'm kind of excited about this truck, there's two things, main things. First of all, this has a water tank on it, 1,300 gallon water tank, and the water is heated. And that may not sound like a big deal, but if you know how vacs work, and especially in the wintertime when the ground is frozen solid, having that hot water helps. That's what that breaks, and they start drawing it up, and the guys are getting wet. It's one thing to get wet, but if you could at least get wet with some warm water, and it will cut through the ice. So there's a couple of advantages there. It's got an 8-inch vacuum system hose on it. The boom will go 330 degrees. Our current truck will not do that. I think it's about 180 degree radius. So you don't have to move the truck as much. This one is a 15 cubic yard. It's 3,000 gallons of debris. It's much larger than the one we have, which is 9 cubic yards. And that's a big deal, because if you have a major leak and you've got a lot of water, you've got to get that out of the hole. And if the tank fills up, you got to go, wait a minute, and they gotta go empty that. With this 15 cubic yard unit, we're less likely to have to stop in the middle of a job and empty it. With all the utilities, and we call it spaghetti that's in the ground, the cables, it's becoming more and more important to have a good vac, because the days of just taking your backhoe out there as a city and starting to dig, those are over. You slice some of these cables, you're talking major money. So this is much more precise, surgical, going down the ground. We can locate the utilities. Then if we need to bring a backhoe in, we can. So having a vac like this is very, very necessary. And as I told you, this one would go to the water department. We can pay cash for it. This is a source well deal, which meets all the requirements, as you know, for bidding. And in the back, there's a parts list, 3,000 and some change. It's kind of like when you buy a fire truck. I know, you buy the truck and then you gotta buy some tools to go on it. And that's more or less the same situation here. And I said, look, if we're buying, $629,000 truck, you're gonna throw that in. So they are. They're not charging us for those accessories to complete so we can get it on the road. So I just asked that you would consider allowing us to purchase that.
Matt, what are we gonna do with the truck that we've got that will be aging out?
Yeah, we can sell that. There's still some value there. It still operates. It's pretty antiquated, but it's still working.
We're not talking in the hundreds of thousands.
No. If I got 35, 40,000 for that truck, I'd be thrilled. But we'll get something out of it, yes, sir. And we'll ask for it to be, I was gonna trade it in, but you never get a good trade-in value.
Is there any value to just keeping it? I mean, that's such a small amount of money. I don't know if it needs repairs or, what the value add is.
I've never seen Frank turn down hanging on to any kind of equipment.
Well, I mean,
But I don't know, would there be a value in the hanging on to the third?
it's time to get rid of.
Time to get rid of it,
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously not emotionally tied to it. I just know sometimes it's nice to have the extra capacity, like you said, if there's a big leak or something like that. But if it's one of those things where it's just a problem waiting to happen at this point, which we've all had that kind of vehicle, then sure, let's move it on to the next person.
We've had issues with it, so I would like to give someone else the opportunity to pay for the repairs.
I appreciate that.
But a small town, there are small towns that would be thrilled to have it, and because they have nothing right now, so.
And just to echo off of Mr. Dunn's comments, we have been putting cash away, so we are in a position to pay cash for this piece of equipment.
Is this coming from the water?
It'd be a water sewer split.
Okay. Excellent. Matt, I was seeing the water transportation. What kind of water?
Yeah, good question. I'd have to look it up. I really, off the top of my head, I shouldn't have that answer. I don't.
It's like 5 years, 60,000 miles.
Usually it's something like that. Yeah. It's not a mileage thing, but there is.
100,000 cubic
Is it a
yards.
Kia?
Huh?
A Kia truck?
We could, yeah. About a Corvette.
I don't have any questions, Kelly.
I don't either.
I'll motion that we accept the proposal to purchase the new Randback truck.
The motion made, and seconded to approve the purchase of the Ram Vac truck from Brown Equipment. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, no. The motion carries. Prior to tonight's meeting, you were sent copies of claims for reviews. Any comments or questions regarding the claims?
Yeah, I have a couple. On the list of claims, it showed of course, the largest one, 109,000. Was that just us finalizing the purchase of the building?
Yes, that was part of the closing cost of the building itself.
The closing costs. And then there was a payment to Mr. Finneran. I'm assuming that was part of that same deal.
Correct.
Okay.
Motion made and seconded to approve the claims as presented this evening. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Aye, opposed, no. The motion carries. As far as sewer adjustments tonight, we just have one, 310 East Morgan Street, $1,452.41. Any questions or comments regarding the sewer adjustment?
No, I'll make a motion to accept it.
I would second that motion.
The motion made and seconded to approve the sewer adjustment presented this evening. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, no. The motion carries. The next regular meeting of the Martinsville Board of Works and Safety will be on Monday, October 27th, 6:30 in the council chambers. We are adjourned.
From Brown Equipment Company out of Indianapolis.
When?
We probably have it, yet this week.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it.
Let's start making those trucks like FedEx names all the employees after like an employee or one of the employees that gets We've got 170-ish employees. Let's start making some stuff.
He's a little active, he's still immature.
So we signed some proclamations, we used to even after you accept knowledge, you can sign our meetings. That's Saturday. Yes. Just want to check, make sure. I